Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. We basically are discussing the topic that is city creation. City creation basically we are discussing another topic that is future creation. In future creation basically we are discussing another topic that is India account and India account. Basically we are discussing another topic that is SBI account, Amazon account, and after 2 days basically the big earthquake is going to happen in India. In that basically we are discussing about the lava data. In lava data basically we are discussing about few topics. In this, basically, we discussed that basically the 100 crore child which is going to happen basically that data is already processed basically. So one of the person told that how that is possible here basically. Practically, that is possible basically. That connects to the replica basically in SQL Server and in the Oracle basically. You can see the replica basically. Whatever things happens there, absolutely same thing happens here. Also. That means if you are modifying data there, then that data basically is exact data basically is going to modify to other place also, same place basically. So one of the person told that if you are doing the replication basically in Oracle, the Oracle replication basically is going to connect to SQL server. Basically. This is like that basically. So one of the person basically told that basically this is possible here basically. In database basically that is possible. But one of the person told that whatever utility which is created in the Earth planet that is connected with some set of utilities of nature. So one of the person whatever utility basically which is created in the Earth planet, and utility creates and that become famous. That only big software company only basically can. They can do the advertising, they can do the marketing, they basically have the good budget. Big software company only basically can do basically. Others than big software company can do that. That is not possible. So one of the person told that. So this might possible that whatever things basically Sunil Nair is telling, that might be correct. That is what the Earth planet 100. So, for example, whatever I am doing basically, that is done already by somebody else basically. One more example I will take. Assume that basically the Bollywood industry basically, whatever thing basically they are doing the basic, they are playing the role. That role that they are playing the role of some real person basically. For example, Shah Rukh Khan. For example, Salman Khan. He is playing the role of real person. Basically. So one of the person told that whatever thing basically they are going to do and they have done, that basically is connecting to the real person. Basically. For example, Shah Rukh Khan basically done one movie. So he know that basically for what, which purpose and for which person basically he has basically done the role basically. For which purpose basically he has done the role basically. So whatever thing basically he is going to do or basically whatever thing basically he has done, that is done by somebody else basically. And vice versa is also there. Whatever things basically is going to do, that is basically going to perform by some other person basically in real life basically. So he's going to do something, same thing basically which he has basically done. So this type of thing basically only big rich businessmen basically only can afford. Why? Because if one Bollywood group basically are creating exact movie of that particular person basically, that means only big rich people basically only can do that. Because that like, required lots of money basically. So exactly same way basically, the 100 crore child is going to perform basically whatever things basically whatever ideas, whatever creation they are going to do. That the other planet is already done. So that basically is confusing here basically. Yeah. Really basically this is not confusing basically. That means the person who actually innovated the computer basically, innovated the mobile basically, that is already basically innovated by one of the person basically in other planet basically. That is not basically miracle basically. One of the person told that matlab, really basically this is correct or basically just you are telling like that. So that is also question basically. Yeah, basically the thing basically which you are going to do basically in Earth planet, that is already done by some other person basically. For example, there are basically assume that basically there are 1 lakh news reader. So whatever thing basically they are doing here basically that is already performed by somebody else basically. One person told that eClerex like some software company owner basically, Microsoft owner basically. Whatever thing basically they are doing in Earth planet basically that is basically already done by somebody else basically in other planet basically. So whatever thing basically Microsoft is doing, somebody has already played the role basically of Microsoft in other planet. Basically, somebody that means yeah, basically we are not able to. So, for example, Ratan Tata basically whatever thing basically is playing the role, he is already played. Somebody has already played the role basically in other planet basically. So that is not shocking basically. Narendra Damodar Modi, whatever role basically is playing, that is already played by somebody else basically in other planet basically. And whatever energy basically that is connected basically, exactly that is connecting here basically. So that is basically really basically shocking here basically. I one of the person told that that is impossible here basically. That means the Amazon basically owner basically is rich person basically. So Amazon role basically whatever thing basically is going to do in future, that is already basically done by some other person in Earth other planet basically. So here the question is basically exactly face is also same basically or face is somebody else something else basically. That also basically need to check. That only basically how that is basically possible. That only satellite group can do. Satellite groups only basically can do that. Na, basically that exactly basically the Amazon owner basically face is same basically in that planet also. And here one of the person told that whatever person basically the 100 crore child is going to happen basically when basically the child will take birth basically that time basically the entire planet basically is ended in that area basically. That is 100 crore basically has already ended. After that basically that data basically shifted to Earth planet or basically it might possible something else also basically. Because their next generation is also going to happen. So that's basically really shocking basically. And this basically one of the person told that yeah, I am not able to believe that basically. Really basically on the सही है क्या just so how you are going to verify this basically. One of the satellite person told that basically Sunil basically is telling correct basically. One of the nuclear power company told that basically we have to change our data basically if this is correct, because nuclear blast basically that basically everybody knows how that is getting blast. So for few nuclear scientists like Pakistani, Indian, South African, American, European, African, Italian, this all group basically watched this video and they told that basically Sunil basically we need to change our formula basically because this is totally different basically. We never thought this basically. Yeah. That means the scientists who are playing the role that is already played by somebody else basically. मतलब this is actually क्या है मतलब I basically can't give any name basically. This is not magic also basically. Because really this is happening that basically whatever thing is basically really happening, that is not a magic basically. I basically don't know basically which word basically I should use here basically. What should be word? What should be that word basically? That is question basically. I'm asking. If anybody can give the answer, that is not possible. Yeah, basically, there is no word basically in dictionary only. Basically. What word you will give this? Whatever things basically which you are doing just now, that is already done by someone long before in the another planet. So that's very dangerous thing basically. Yeah, basically. Just now you discussed it. Not dangerous basically means shocking basically. That is Sachin Tendulkar basically is playing the role that is already played long before by someone else basically in other planet. Virat Kohli, Ravi Shastri, Kapil Dev, Srikanth, Chetan Sharma. So the group basically who playing the role here basically, the role is already played by somebody else basically. So after this video basically, scientists also basically become basically little bit conscious basically. That is possible, na, basically, because they are also playing one role. So they told that basically the role basically which are playing, we are playing, that is already done by somebody else basically. That is not shocking basically. It's a shocking basically. And basically I'm telling you, it's a shocking basically. It's a shocking. It's a replica basically. But here the difference is that planet is already ended. They have basically shifted to some other area basically. That is also possible, or basically somebody else, something else basically that is decided by the universe group. How this basically connects. So one of the person told that yeah, that means your basically generation ended by Mumbai, sorry, by Indian nationality. That was basically already done basically in planet basically. In that planet basically. Just taking as an example, really my generation has not ended. I'm just taking as an example basically. So one of the person told that यार really मतलब ये सही है मतलब just like that only. मतलब Amitabh Bachchan basically is whatever role basically he's playing just now basically in Mumbai city, that is already played by somebody else long before in other planet basically. That is not shocking basically. I'm basically literally shocked basically. And the nature basically which is connected here basically. And one of the person told that the god basically is already taken the birth like Ayyappa god, Kartik god, Ganesh god, then the Dattatreya god, then the Bhaduji Maharaj god, then the Mahakali god, then the Guru Nanak god, then the Shiv Shankar god, then the Ayyappa god, then the Mahakali god, the Durga god, then the Parsi god, then the Sri Krishna Bhagavan god, Sri Ramji god, Hanumanji god. So they have their role is also played by somebody else basically because they were also human in Earth planet basically. So somebody has done already whatever task basically they are doing here basically they have done here, that was already played by somebody else long before basically in the other planet basically. That is right now basically because they were also human in our planet basically one time. Now basically they are God. So one of the person told that if this is correct basically, then where is that planet basically? But one thing is confirmed basically. The planet is connected. Earth planet and that planet is connected. So chain is there basically of the connection. So that is basically literally shocking. Yeah, basically. So, there is no actually word only for this thing basically which is happening basically. What word is basically should you give basically? There is no word basically in dictionary only basically, that anybody can give the name the word. What should be the word basically? If anybody can give this, then basically, first of all, basically you have to understand what I have told basically. Then only basically you can able to give the word. So that is literally shocking. That means one of the person told that whatever software basically which we are creating here, whatever ideas basically which are getting, that is already done by somebody else basically and tested basically. Say, is there any basically problem going to occur basically? So Earth planet basically is playing very dangerous. That means this comes to picture basically that Earth planet is playing very dangerous, and Earth planet is very sensitive basically planet of the universe. Otherwise, basically, why basically the huge basically task basically is done long before basically for the Earth planet? That is question, na, basically. The role basically which you are doing here basically that is done long before basically by other planets. Why basically that is done with it? That is also question. So Earth planet human basically is playing very dangerous role. So your generation basically somebody ended that has done very dangerous effect in universe basically. Just taking as an example, basically, really my generation is not ended by Mumbai. Sorry, by Indian nationality. So one of the person told that मतलब really मतलब ये सही है या मतलब फेकम फेक है? फेकम फेक means everything is fun basically, just for fun basically. Or basically the another word is joking also basically, or some other word basically if anybody can find it. Because I always use simple word. So one of the person told that yeah basically I don't have answer of this. But basically the scientist told that basically if this is correct, then we have to change our nuclear formula basically. We have to change our medicine formula. We have to change our DTT ka tika formula basically. Because the nature basically you can see the nature basically. Nature means trees basically, banyan tree, coconut tree, papaya tree, banana tree, then the neem tree, then basically the bamboo tree. So these all are basically the this all basically came from where basically from that planet basically to connect that story basically, which is already done long before. So one of the person told that for the tree basically is for which people basically. For example, one person told that, "Bhai, मेरा tree कहाँ पे? Where is my tree?" Then he told that this tree you can see basically. That basically trees are basically handling you. So that was shocking basically. Yeah, basically there is no answer for this basically. The things basically which you are doing basically that is already done long before. So America president basically or basically whatever American people basically are doing just now basically that is already done long before basically by somebody else. That is not shocking basically. American people also basically told that basically the corona vaccine basically created. They told that basically we need to change our formula soon basically after this video because totally different concept basically. So one of the person told that yeah basically then basically we have to change our natural disaster formula also. For example, earthquake basically is happening. For example, 1 lakh types of earthquakes basically are there. There also basically we have to change the formula and we have to test again basically everything. So this is the huge work basically from this video only basically which you got. But before that basically you have to confirm basically whatever thing basically I had told That is correct, or just basically I'm telling that way only? How basically that is possible? The thing basically which I am telling basically, that is correct or basically or not? Because it might possible that the video which I am uploading, that is basically not able to view by some other group basically. For example, I uploaded resume basically in many portal basically. That basically one of my friend basically was not able to view my resume basically, and he told that basically I can't see your resume basically. So this might be like that or no? That also. That means somebody blocked my resume basically, and he basically was not able to view my resume basically. Same way this video also basically might be possible. But this video basically, especially America have to see this. Why? Because they are into the nuclear power basically. They are basically telling that we are the number one in nuclear. And the big scientists basically. They are telling that basically we are scientists. Because whatever things basically, after watching this video basically, whatever things basically they are going to do now basically, that is already done by somebody else basically. If you have that data basically, then basically that would be good. For this basically lots of movie also basically might have created. That means Bollywood group basically somebody know this basically, which I told you. Somebody might have basically hint that this type of concept basically might be possible. Might be, yeah, basically, but not 100%. That idea basically which he might have created for the movie, it might possible he might have created for somebody something else concept, but here that concept basically matches here to that movie basically. So you can just imagine basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.